The year is 1997. The vodka market is flooded with legacy brands, mainly Russian and Eastern European. For decades, consumers believed that true vodka had to come from the icy regions of Russia or Poland, built on centuries-old tradition and distilled in rugged, cold-climate distilleries. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, a sleek frosted bottle labeled "Product of France" starts showing up on top-shelf bars. It's called Grey Goose. And within just 5 years, this French upstart would become the #1 premium spirit in America. It sold for double the price of competitors and went on to generate over $1 billion in revenue, all without even owning a distillery. This is not just a story about vodka. It's a blueprint for disrupting a saturated market using the psychology of branding. Welcome to the Strategy Files with Herman Marketing, where today we're diving into the billion-dollar illusion behind Grey Goose and what it can teach you about perception, pricing, and prestige. Back to the beginning. Let's rewind. The year is 1976. The Cold War is still tense. Disco is dominating nightclubs. And in New York, a liquor importer named Sidney Frank is struggling to break through. His company distributes German liqueurs, but none of them are market leaders. For years, Frank remains a minor figure in the spirits business, until he notices something strange in the 1990s. People are paying $15 for a vodka martini, even though vodka is basically tasteless, and yet no one's offering a true luxury vodka. That's when Frank has a breakthrough idea. What if I created the world's first super premium vodka and made it French? That idea would go on to change the spirits industry forever. Rule 1, when you can't win on heritage, win on perception. Every expert told Frank not to make vodka in France. France had zero vodka heritage. It wasn't known for distilling clear spirits, but Frank didn't care. He was playing a different game, one based on psychology, not tradition. He made 3 bold moves. He produced his vodka in France. He priced it at $30, nearly double what premium vodkas cost at the time. He launched without a big ad campaign. Instead, he focused on getting bottles placed in exclusive bars and clubs. It was the opposite of conventional marketing, and it worked like magic. The bottle design screamed luxury. Frosted glass, minimalist branding, and a name that subtly evoked French sophistication. Every element signaled status. If it's the most expensive, they'll buy it. Sidney Frank, 1996. Frank understood something the competition missed. In the luxury space, you're not selling the product, you're selling the perception. Rule number 2, strategic placement is better than mass advertising. Grey Goose didn't go the traditional route of TV ads or supermarket displays. Instead, Frank targeted very specific venues, places where perception mattered most. He placed bottles in elite nightclubs in Miami and New York, exclusive restaurants, first-class airport lounges, high-end hotel bars, and even private members-only clubs. These weren't just locations, they were status amplifiers. The people who drank there weren't just buying drinks, they were making a statement. So when trendsetters and influencers started ordering Grey Goose, everyone else followed. This was influencer marketing before influencer marketing even existed. As one spirits executive put it, Sidney didn't just buy shelf space, he bought bar space. When people order drinks in public, they're signaling identity. If you're enjoying this breakdown and want more deep dives into brand psychology and marketing strategy, subscribe to Herman Marketing and turn on notifications. We unpack billion-dollar brand strategies every week. Rule number 3, sell the story, not the substance. In blind taste tests, Grey Goose ranked 8 out of 12 premium vodkas. But when consumers were asked which one seemed the highest quality, Grey Goose ranked 1. Why? Because they weren't buying taste, they were buying story. Grey Goose leaned into a crafted origin myth, made from fine French wheat, distilled once to preserve character, and filtered through champagne limestone. That last part? Pure genius. It linked the vodka to luxury wine regions. Meanwhile, other brands bragged about being distilled multiple times, creating the impression that their product needed to be purified. Grey Goose flipped the script. Less processing became a badge of quality. Frank wasn't competing on ingredients. He was crafting a narrative that made people feel like they were sipping status. Rule number 4, third-party validation creates instant heritage. Most premium alcohol brands take decades to build prestige. Frank didn't have time for that, so he borrowed credibility. In 1998, he entered Grey Goose in the Beverage Testing Institute's competition. It won Best Tasting Vodka in the World, and that title became the centerpiece of their marketing. It was featured on every bottle, in every press release, and on every cocktail menu. Frank compressed 30 years of reputation building into just a few months by leveraging third-party validation. Grey Goose didn't build heritage, they manufactured it through association. Kevin Lane Keller, marketing professor. Rule number 5, luxury brands are adopted, not advertised. By the early 2000s, Grey Goose had taken on a life of its own. Rappers were name-dropping it in songs. Celebrities were photographed holding it at red carpet events, and guess what? They weren't even being paid to do it. The brand had become such a symbol of luxury and success that people voluntarily included it in their image. This phenomenon became known as the Grey Goose effect. It had transcended vodka. It became cultural shorthand for making it. And here's the kicker. Throughout all of this, Grey Goose spent very little on traditional advertising. The brand grew organically through prestige, placement, and perception. Final takeaway: perception is the product. By 2004, just 7 years after launching, Sidney Frank sold Grey Goose to Bacardi for $2.3 billion. And remember, this was a company with no distillery, no deep history, and a product that technically wasn't superior. But it didn't matter, because what Frank really sold was an identity. We didn't sell vodka, we sold the perception of quality and status. Sidney Frank. And that's the ultimate marketing lesson. 5 actionable takeaways for your brand. Let's break this down into clear strategies you can apply. Compete on perception, not just product. You don't have to improve your product. You may just need to reframe how it's seen. Use pricing as a signal. Pricing above the market can position you as premium, even before you've earned it. Craft an origin story that elevates your brand. Align your brand with a narrative of luxury, innovation, or exclusivity, even if it's unconventional. Focus on strategic placement. Being seen by the right people in the right places is more powerful than mass exposure. Borrow credibility from trusted sources. Awards, influencers, and respected associations can give your brand instant legitimacy. Next time you see that frosted bottle on the shelf, remember, you're not just looking at a vodka brand, you're looking at one of the greatest perception management campaigns in business history. If this episode gave you insight into how modern branding works, hit the like button and share it with someone building a brand. And let me know in the comments, what brand should we break down next? Until then, this is Herman Marketing, where we don't just decode strategy, we rewrite the rules.